Back in November of 2023, today's OP, Melissa, got her fiancé a job at a hotel working with her brother Damien, but after that, her fiancé became distant. First, Melissa thought it was due to his depression, but then she saw that in his search history, he'd been on a dating site. When she confronted her fiancé, he told her that he only used dating sites for validation, but that wasn't the last time he'd set off her alarm bells. While all this was going on, there was a hotel manager who was secretly dating Melissa's brother, and when she noticed that this manager and her fiancé were getting close, she had to do something about it.
I won't lie to you, I'm lost already.
Yeah, it's a lot, but I'll catch you up. Back in November of 2023, Melissa got her fiancé a job working at a hotel as a maintenance guy with her brother Damien. Just a month later, Paul, Melissa's fiancé, became very distant with her, but at the time, she thought he was going through another bout of depression. The thing is, the distance Paul had put between them didn't get better, so Melissa decided to take action and looked through his search history. While looking through his computer, she saw that he'd been on a dating site, and it wasn't the first time he went out looking for validation from other women. Paul said that he never messaged anyone. He just liked it when someone matched with him because it made him feel good. When Melissa confronted Paul about this, he didn't seem like he wanted to fight for their relationship anymore, so she gave him the option to leave. Paul and Melissa had a 7-month-old son together, and if Paul chose to leave, Melissa said she'd make sure he had full access to their kid, which made Paul change his tune, and he reassured Melissa that he'd be better in future. For the first time, Paul opened up to Melissa about why he was suffering from depression, and it was due to a miscarriage she had back in 2022. The loss was very traumatic for them, almost costing Melissa her life, and now that he was opening up about this, Melissa thought their relationship could be saved. Unfortunately for her though, when we got to January of 2024, nothing had really changed in their relationship. Paul was still being distant, their sex life was dead, and the day before her birthday, Melissa caught Paul messaging Jen.
What are you guys talking about?
Oh, it's nothing. Jen's just complaining to me about the guys who own the hotel. For some reason, she feels like she's being too demanding.
On her birthday, while standing in front of Paul, Melissa was on his phone because she was having issues sending messages to her mom, so she wanted to see if her texts were going through. While she was on his phone, she noticed that he deleted the conversation he had with Jen.
If there's nothing going on between you and Jen, why have you deleted your conversation with her?
Because I knew you'd ask me about it, but I swear on our son's life that there was nothing questionable about our messages.
That's such a load of nonsense. If there was nothing to find, why delete the messages?
Trust me, you're not alone in thinking that. Anyway, remember Melissa's brother Damien, who was secretly dating Jen? Well, he felt threatened by Paul and had constant thoughts about him stealing her away. He was so anxious about it that he started self-harming and drinking. And even though Paul nor Jen gave him any reason to think something was up, he couldn't shake the feeling. Due to the fact that Melissa trusted Paul, she defended him, and even though she was putting herself on the line for him, Paul wasn't giving her any attention or affection at all. So you kind of have to wonder, what was she even fighting for at this point? A week before this cheating story was shared on Reddit, it was Paul's birthday, but he and Melissa had just moved into an unfurnished place, so she didn't have any extra cash to spend on gifts. To make up for it though, she handmade him a card with the help of their son, doing whatever she could to make the day special. A few days after this, Paul was at work and sent Melissa a video of the gifts he received from the other hotel staff. They'd got him some expensive perfume and 2 designer shirts, all of which confused Melissa, and she had a hunch that these gifts were actually from Jen. Unlike the other staff members, Jen had a lot of money in her savings. Since most of the hotel employees were on minimum wage, there's no way they'd spend $200 on gifts, especially on someone they'd worked with for less than 6 months. To add to that, Melissa has another brother, and he worked at the same hotel for 2 years, and not once did anyone ask him to chip in on birthday gifts, and no one ever got him anything either.
Damn, that Jen is a sneaky one. I kind of feel bad for Damien though.
Well, Paul didn't. because when he got home that day, he was showing off his gifts, which must have irritated the hell out of Melissa. Later that night, after Paul had gone to bed, Melissa checked his phone and found messages between him and Jen. Paul told Jen that she was the one and that he loved her. They even exchanged nudes and talked shit about Damien. At one point, Paul told Jen that he'd leave Melissa, even if she didn't want to be with him afterwards. Apparently, he never loved Melissa. This relationship was just something he fell into. This completely destroyed Melissa, and what's frustrating about this story is that she gave Paul a way out earlier on. So why didn't he take it? In any case, after all this went down, Melissa spilt the tea to Damien, so at least now he knows the truth about what was going on. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed today's video on coffee and popcorn, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.